best that I can give you, which is tennis, but the other important thing, which is sports and nutrition, is somebody that you should hear from the guru himself. So, Brian Fernando.
Thank you so much. Hi, good morning everyone. So I don't think I'll use the mic. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. I hope to spend the next 1 hour with you or more if you want, in terms of convincing you why nutrition is very important for daily living, but more so importantly for these young kids. I worked with Sushil Kumar, the Olympic level medalist, who's the only Indian athlete to have won 2 Olympic medals, the bronze in Beijing and the silver in London. We were very confident that he would win the gold medal, but you do also have luck, and there's no guru for luck, technically, except the good Lord above. So the stint with 1 Olympic medal led me to believe that, as Zeeshan sir correctly pointed out, nutrition is one of the most untapped segments of sports science in India. And when I mean untapped, not from a research perspective, from a practice perspective. Our households, my dadima, my mother will have certain mindsets of nutrition. The coach will have certain mindsets of nutrition. Okay? The physical trainer will have certain mindsets of nutrition. So my job today is to try and tell you or explain to you what is this science about, what we do. And when I keep using the word what we will do, when I started off 15 years ago, I was a single person, I was Ryan. There are people in this room who have met me as an individual nutritionist going and talking to the athlete. Over the years, I've built a team. My team is known in the country by Qua Nutrition. Qua in Latin means incapacity of. So we help each person discover his or her capacity. We have 2 facets in our clinic. One is sports, one is lifestyle. So today I'm going to talk more about sports because this is a tennis academy. There's a football, there's every other sport over here. Hi, please come in. So I hope everyone has their water bottles. All those who just played, I hope you're carrying your water bottles. You're carrying your water bottles. My name is Ryan. Okay, Ryan Fernando. You may have heard me on radio early morning. And I'm here to tell you what to eat, what not, and how much. Now, how many of you want to play for India? Can you raise your hand, please? Right? Good. Put your hand up. How many of you like what you do? And there's another word, love what you do. So if you love what you do, please raise your hand. Do you love what you do? Do you play tennis? Do you love it? Alright, fine. These 2 things are very important, parents. They need to love what they do. Now here's the $1 million question. If you love what you do you get up on your own without an alarm clock? That's the next stage of love. That's the next stage of love, okay? So what's my job? What's my job? I want each one of you to think of a dream car. Can you think of a dream car? Okay, by the way, parents, there's going to be a lot of information in this presentation. If you want the presentation, I will be posting a mobile number. Just send an SMS of your email ID. Just send an SMS or with your name and email ID. We'll get back to you with the entire presentation. The presentation will be choices of food, which foods are high in vitamin B12, which foods are high in B complex. But let me tell you one thing. You have to understand what is your body. So, you heard of a car? Everyone heard of a car? Do you have like a dream car in your head? What's your dream car? Mine's a Ferrari. Lamborghini.
Audi R8.
See, he already knows each model, what down and everything. I'm sure he even knows what bracket he's supposed to buy. But here's my point to all you kids. Right? That Audi R8, hey, what's your dream car? Ferrari. What's yours? Limousine, nice, nice. Posh guy. What's your dream car? Benz, okay. Would you put kerosene in the Benz? Would you put water in the limousine to fuel it? Now, I want you to imagine you are the Audi. I want you to imagine you are the Ferrari. Right? How are you fueling? What did you eat before you come to play breakfast? What did you eat at breakfast before you came to play today? What do you eat now as soon as you finish playing? What do you eat after you go home when you finish playing? This is very important. If you understand that you are a dream vehicle, you are a high-end vehicle, right? Who am I? I am the fueling mechanic. You go on your laps, you go on your rounds, I tell you how to fuel. So I am the nutritionist. What's he? He's the race car director. He tells you how to enter the pit stop, when to enter the pit stop, when to come in, when to stop, when to press the accelerator. And who's the driver? You are the driver of your sports destiny. So if you want to play for the country, you can say, oh, I want to play for the country. I love playing tennis. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I work with some of the best athletes in the country, and there's only one thing that they have. They have the killer instinct to win. Am I right on that? Totally. You need to have the killer instinct. Now, what's all of this got to do with food? What food do you eat? Which food do you eat? Tell me one food you eat. What do you eat? Beetroot? Beetroot. Not beetroot? Tomato. Now, I'm going to give you a tip today. Tomato, parents, listen closely. When you come to our nutrition clinic and we use advanced nutrition for, we have children for 8, 9, 10 years that they should come to our clinic. Tomato has lycopene in it. What's it called? Lycopene. Lycopene is this red pigment which boosts growth hormone. And guess what? When you eat more tomatoes early morning, what happens to your height? You grow taller. So if you want to be 6'6", okay, you need to start liking tomatoes. So now, how badly do you want to win? You get my point? You may say, I want to be the #1 champion. But what are you doing every day from an eating perspective? So my job is to tell you what you need to eat. Got it? So please pay close attention. We're going to go through it. You need to send an SMS, parents, if you want this presentation. Okay, why is nutrition important? Why is nutrition important? I'll ask you a question. Has everyone eaten today, this morning? Yes. Okay. Suppose I ask all of you in this room not to eat for 2 days. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if you don't eat for 2 days? You're going to starve. Okay, you're going to starve. After that, what's going to happen? We'll be feeling weak. Okay? And after that, if you don't eat for another 2 days, we die. Simple. Okay? Now here's the point. You are not a Mercedes-Benz filling petrol 5 liters and wanting to go from here to Indranagar. You are a machine that's driving day in and day out, day in and day out. So your fueling has to be also be done correctly. So nutrition is really important and you need to eat correctly. Everyone has heard about this? You heard about carbohydrates? Yeah, in school you learn about carbohydrates. Right? I also know what's a tennis ball. I also know what's a tennis racket. I also know how to hold a tennis racket. But for you a player, these 3 guys are the fuels in your food. Okay? Give me an example of a food, any food. Tell me, give me an example of a food. Pasta. Pasta. What is pasta made up of? Pasta is made up of wheat, certain flours, vegetables can be added in that. So it has carbohydrate. If you add an egg in that or some cheese in that, it would have protein. And it would have some fat because it has oil in the cooking. So every food that you make has a combination of all of these. As a kid, you will play tennis for the next 10 to 15 years. You want to educate yourself on what to eat, what does it contain, how much does it contain, and when should I eat it. Now that's what Zeeshan was selling earlier. We were just told before a game to eat pasta, right? But today, when you go to sir and say, which racket should I buy? He'll check your height, he'll check your weight, he'll check which arm you're playing with, what's the size of the racket, what's the gut, you know, your gut at certain strings, right? The pressure is there, right? Yeah. Wow, you've got a pressure, you've got a tension on strings, but nobody's taking tension for food. So I'm here to give you tension on food, on how to eat and what to eat, okay? And then we have vitamins, minerals and water, okay? So many years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago, I helped a lady break the Guinness World Record. Do you know what's a Guinness World Record? Yeah? You have heard of Guinness Records? It's like the person who does the most in the planet. They have broken all records. Okay, so this lady did 26 hours of non-stop aerobics. How many hours? 26. Can you imagine yourself playing 26 hours of tennis? Non-stop. Non-stop. So the human body, and this is a lady, the human body can go that long. But to do that, we had to put the right fuel into the person. So I'll ask you this. I'm going to raise my hand. I had loose motions in my life. How many of you in this room have had loose motions in your life? You have, right? All of us have had loosies, correct? Now 1 second. Now think when you had loose motions, how did you feel that day? Did you feel all jumpy, springy, you could play 3 sets of tennis? Or were you feeling down and out and feeling like, oh my God, I wish this day just disappears? Which did you feel? You felt fully energetic or you felt down and out? You felt down and out because your digestive system had gone all wonky-donkey, right? So the whole philosophy over here is the food that you eat makes your brains and your muscles work very well. So the food you eat before your game, the food you eat during, and the food you eat post. Now during the game, can you eat a chicken biryani? 1 second, sir. Chicken biryani. Okay, next shot. Not possible. But have you heard of a sports drink? Have you heard of Nimbu Pani? Have you heard of putting glucose in your water? Yes. Anybody in this room has a little glucose and salt in their bottle? But each one of you have the greatest tennis rackets, greatest tennis shoes, dry fit t-shirts, sexy caps, all of that. What's in your bottle? Sada wala pani. How much of the human body is made up of water? 70%. If I take this racket away from you, you can still perform in life. You can still run. You can still train. 70% of you is water. So from today onwards, I want you to start thinking about the foods you put into your body. That's what's really going to make you. Not your shoes, not your socks, not your undies, not your kids. Get it? Focus on dal chawal roti. So let's talk about dal chawal roti today. Okay. The function of carbohydrate. The function of carbohydrate is basically to give you fuel. You can consider it the petrol in your body. Okay? The function of fats is to give you fuel. Which one would you prefer? Carbohydrate or fat? Both. Research now is showing that a combination of good fats and complex carbohydrates is the right thing. Let me tell you what youngsters are eating today. Coke, Pepsi, pizzas, burgers, bread, biscuits. These are simple carbohydrates, which is the reason why we don't win at an international level. You have to be extremely disciplined in your nutrition to play day in and day out. The last time I worked with Adil Kalyanpur, I was looking at his schedule and he was training for close to 40 plus weeks in a year. That's a lot of training. The body doesn't have a holiday, it doesn't have time to rest. So how do you recover? You sleep and you eat well. Okay? Proteins. Can anyone give me an example of a protein food? Yes, yeah, tell me. Milk? Meat. Okay, so you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's not meat, but that's porridge. Okay? So meat is a good source of protein. Anyone has another answer? Raise your hand.
Fish.
Is he right or wrong? He's right. Can you catch? Yeah? Good. Okay? Not veg is meat and fish, but you're absolutely right. But she's more correct because she's given everything. Can you give me another source? A vegetarian source of protein? Chickpeas. Absolutely correct. So chickpeas, dal, okay, paneer, soya bean, right? You've heard of quinoa? If you haven't heard of quinoa, go home and check it out. Google it up. Yeah, look at your mommy. Say, mommy, I don't know what's quinoa. So let's go check out quinoa. Here, catch. Okay? So, proteins are very important to build your muscle. Okay? You know, Sir said when he went for the Olympics, he asked Deepa, did you do anything on the diet? And she says, no. My point is, in the next 10 to 15 years, parents listen carefully. Whilst you are buying the most expensive equipment for your children, most expensive education, the world is also doing the same thing. लेकिन हमारा दाल चावल रोटी तो सही है. We believe that dal chawal roti will get us to the next level. The answer is it won't. It's a combination of carefully crafted nutrition, which is dal chawal roti, food supplements, and marrying that to the training program that the coach and the fitness trainer give, coupled with rest. And this doesn't start when you're Deepa Karmakar. I have some of the top level athletes in the country. Shikhar Dhawan, Robin Uthappa, Sharmila Nicolette, Sandeep Sejwal in swimming. I've got all the top Olympic guys in the country. Here's the problem. None of them listen. Why? Because they are already adults. So if you are under 18 years of age, you can change. You guys, what are your age? 16. Still chance for recovery. You change the way you. Once you're 18, adult mindset sets in with the taste buds and the brain. By the way, it takes 12 exposures. How many? 12. So if you eat tomato, research in Sweden has shown if the child can eat something 12 times, 12 different times, and tell the brain, this is okay, 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 this is okay. Now how many have I done? 6, you're probably good. This is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. 12 times over a period of time, you can rewire your brain to liking a food. So my number one philosophy to athletes is, and remember this line, athletes have no taste buds. Repeat after me. Athletes have no taste buds. Can you say it one more time? Athletes have no taste buds. If you have that sort of philosophy, tomorrow Zeeshan takes you to Macau and all you see is sticky rice and some stew, you go, ew, I don't like that. And then you go, athletes have no taste buds. Right? So here's the philosophy. You can't whine about your nutrition, you've got to do something about it. Okay. Okay. Parents, this is very important, listen up. A lot of people come to us and they ask us what do we need to do. I am putting a perspective to you why nutrition is very, very, very important. First, does everyone in this room sleep? Yes? Maybe once a day, maybe twice a day. Athletes, if you can nap in the afternoon, I sincerely advise it. If you do not get 8 hours of sleep, you will not grow tall. If you do not get 8 hours of sleep, you will not grow tall, because you need to get into deep REM cycle, rapid eye movement, for the body to perceive conditions to release growth hormone. So if parents, your children are sleeping under 8 hours, I don't care what you do, no, but they have school, they have to go tennis class, this, that, and everything. Your child will have a disadvantage on a growth spurt. So make sure you find a way for your kid to get 8 solid hours of sleep. TV, shut it off. WhatsApp, shut it off. Wi-Fi, shut it off. You want to play for the country? That's what you need to do. You don't want to play for the country? watch TV till 2 a.m. in the morning and go for practice at 5 o'clock in the morning. Alright? How many times a day do you have a shower?
Twice.
Twice? Yeah, I also get twice mostly. If you don't have a shower every day, then my neighbor will suddenly change the seat with you. Okay, because it's taking up the place. Once or twice a day you have a shower. Maybe like Zeeshan, you sweat a lot and you play many sets and you're traveling on the day. You get 3 showers a day because you feel fresh. How many times a day do you shave, guys? You're not yet at that stage, right? Okay, but maybe once a day, maybe once in 2 days. How often do you take a poop? How often do you take a dump? Once a day? If you're a good athlete, you dump twice. Because see, a normal athlete requires to eat only so much food as a human being. But you are a human being plus a athlete, which means your calories, your energy required is double the amount. Parents, please take cognizance of this. Your kid requires nutrition for RDA, recommended dietary allowance, to grow. Over and above that, they're playing 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day. That nutrition is equivalent to almost double the quantity. Not double, but about 1.5, 1.6 times. The kids are so tired, they're not able to eat that much. They're pooping only once a day, not enough of fiber. You train. Zeeshan says you have to train twice a day, morning and evening, go for gym, go for swimming, do all of these things, once or twice a day. Now here's where I step in. How many times a day does an athlete need to eat? About 8 times a day. The water bottle you're carrying right now for me is a meal. The water bottle you're carrying right now for me is a meal. The water bottle should have had in 500 ml 30 grams of glucose and a pinch of salt and 5 grams of branched chain amino acid. Oh, what is branched chain amino acid? There's stuff out there that the kids need to start getting into the 21st century. You can ask me a question later on side effects, this, that, I'll answer everything today. But do you get the importance, parents? So it's very important. I'm thankful to every one of you attending today because it shows you're interested. And kids, eating is the most important thing. So if you're going back home and you're going to play with your friends in the society or in the colony, I'm sure all of you are going to run down to play. But before you run down to play, eat. When you're playing, your cycle should be carrying a water bottle or a juice bottle. As soon as you come back, eat. It's very, very important. Unless you're a fatty bumbalati, then be careful. Okay? You know what's a fatty bumbalati, right? Yeah, so who's advising you on your diet? So who's talking to you? Who's teaching you? So it's either Dadima, or it's grandpa, or it's your sister, or it's your mom, or your dad, or it's Google. Brilliant. Are your children learning tennis, football, hockey with Google? If it was, you would be out of business. My point is that I do seminars with coaches like Zeeshan because I do the radio show because I'm very passionate about nutrition. We make enough of money as Squad Nutrition. People invest 1.5 lakh per child per year in our nutrition programs. We make a lot of money. But the point is, there has never been a nutritionist on the Indian Olympic team. And I am irritated with that. Because we produce the best NASA scientists in the world, the best chess players in the world. So up here, we are too goddamn smart. But when it comes to practicing nutrition, it's not getting implemented. That's why my job is to convince people that Google is great for advice, but it doesn't bring the athlete into the perspective of eating for becoming a champion. So that's important. That's what I'm trying to convince parents. This kid here needs to know what to eat as soon as he gets up. After he gets up, half an hour later. I'll give you a simple tip. All of you brush your teeth when you get up in the morning? Yeah? You all brush up. This is for the internet also. If you brush your teeth in the morning, don't do it. What? My God, has he gone crazy? Now listen to me. Brush your teeth the earlier night well. Go to sleep. When you get up in the morning, gargle your mouth nicely and then eat your first meal. As soon as you finish eating your first meal, then brush your teeth. Why? Children, when they brush their teeth, the toothpaste affects the taste of taste bud, and early morning, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, my stomach is full, I can't drink my milk, I can't drink my juice. because the toothpaste has affected the taste buds. So get your child to brush the previous night. Your mom and dad is here inside the audience. We're going to argue with you tonight. So I'll put this video up on YouTube. And you say, see, please watch this. He told me to brush my teeth at night, gargle it nicely early morning, then eat something and then brush my teeth. Right? So this is something I've discovered in the nutrition clinic. Children are not eating early morning. Ask them to have tomato juice, 1 egg and 1 glass of milk. Look, he only has 1 glass of water and some few badams and nuts and then goes to play. You want to play for the country. I don't know if any of you, but you must have had the privilege to sit down with Lian, and I'm sure if I sit down with you, the tennis player's breakfast is solid. They will eat solid. You need to get to that level. So, please don't rely on Google. Get professional advice is my request. The choice is yours to make. What we do in my clinic, I'll come to food advices and all now. We do the latest right now, which is genetic testing. My son is the youngest tested sports and food nutrition gene player in the country. If you're holding a magazine, the kid on the cover of the magazine is my son. He was tested at the age of 6 months. This was last year, and he's now 3.5. I've discovered, I was telling Zeeshan Ali Tennis in the morning, he's got a low aerobic gene. So what sort of father you're going to keep his spirit if he wants to play sport? It's 2016. So am I going to put him through 4 hours, 5 hours of tennis for the rest of his life for 20 days when he has a low aerobic capacity, constantly kicking him, pushing him, telling him you can become a champion? I'm going to use science and say that he can become a great recreational player. When we figured out golf is one game, chess is another game, archery is another game, where the child can get to the next potential. So we do that. We've discovered genes in terms of vitamin absorption. Okay, so that we've actually found out my kid has a low vitamin D and a low vitamin E absorption. So what do? We bring in greater amounts of foods like avocado, mushrooms and eggs. So from a young age I've been teaching him how to eat this. Now if your child is between 6 and 12, they are very, very malleable. They are very, very, you guys are what age?
I'm 10.
10. Anyone under 12 here? All you guys are under 12. Anyone above 12? Above 12 over here? Yeah. So you guys are going to find it a little difficult because 12 to 18 is kind of when your adult mindset comes in where you get rigid food choices. So you've got to think first and say that, oh, he said to have tomato, I want to try it out. For these guys it's much easier. Hey, he said it's going to have tomato, so I want to have tomato. Their brains are a little more accepting of it. So as you grow older, you're going to have to work a little harder with your food choices. You know, your stomach's going to say, I'm full, but you're going to have to convince it to eat more. Okay, we do gene tests, we do sports gene, performance gene, injury gene. I actually figure out whether a child has the potency to have a high injury, moderate or low injury. Now what this sets up for is, if a person has a higher propensity, it's a collagen gene, which produces the collagen. Collagen is what holds the muscle and the ligaments together. So if that's not too good, we immediately bring in foods that will enhance hydration, which will enhance the collagen synthesis, more vitamin C. So this is a level that you're going to for Olympic medals. Unfortunately, it's difficult to get this information across to everybody. So we hold camps and we hold seminars to explain to people this is what's happening today. So by the time 2025, when maybe your kid is eligible for the Olympics, you're not discovering it in 2025. I've had half a dozen of the Indian contingent before the Rio Games get 60 lakh sponsorship from the government. They land at my clinic doorstep and say, sir, can you give me diet plan? I'm talking like 45 days before the Olympics. I'm like, we can't do anything. Because the moment I tell you, okay, get up in the morning, do this, do that, you have a fixed training schedule for the last 2 years. So you've got to start your state dreams, your Olympic dreams, your Commonwealth dreams 5 to 10 years in advance. Okay? We do allergy tests. And number one benefit in our country, milk, doodh. Sushil Kumar drinks 5 liters of milk. Yeah, he did at some point. His body digests it. Your assumption is that your child can digest milk. There is a gene called the lactose gene, and 81% of Indians cannot digest lactose. So you should put curd. In my clinic, out of 100 kids tested, 40 of them will be allergic to milk. including curd, including cheese. And the moment we take that out, the mucus, sneezing, phlegm production, dry eyes, watering eyes, early morning stops. Parents will say, what protein do I give my kid? They just give me examples. So you have to figure out then how to replace milk with other sources of protein. So conventional wisdom says there are these 4-5 protein groups, I know about them, let me feed my child that. Don't self-medicate your child on nutrition. It's very important to get help. Okay, let's get into the final aspect before I go into different foods. Can I borrow you? Sorry, stand over. Stand next. And I need one more person. Okay? What's your name? Arjun. Your name? Ganesh. Arjun and Ganesh. Okay? So Arjun is going to stand over here. Okay? That red cap is yours? Yeah. Okay. And Ganesh is going to. So he is going to be growth and he is going to be performance. I am going to be nutrition. I am going to be food. So what happens is, he is over here. He is over here. What's he? Pay attention. He is growth. Now, I am the food, okay? Maybe I'm the orange, I'm the protein, I'm the egg. I enter into the body. Okay, what's your name? Maya. Okay, you stand up, you face me. This is the athlete. Now I'm entering the athlete's body. Now I am nutrition. And he's just played 4 hours of tennis.